Hello and welcome to another episode of The Garcias. I'm Pico the Sun, and today we have a special guest.
Hello, I'm Edmond.
Edmond, another fraternity brother. And
Never
today,
run out.
yeah, today we're going to talk about Intarmed. Naalala mo pa ba yun?
Yeah. It wasn't that too long ago.
Kailan mo ba nag-Intermed?
I was there. I started Intermed in 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah, it's been a decade.
It's been a decade since you started
Yeah,
Intarmed.
exactly.
Okay. Could you describe the experience? How was it?
It's kind of similar to college for
Okay.
most people. I'd like to believe.
You'd like to believe,
I'd like to believe
given that
though,
your college was shortened.
I'm pretty sure some of our viewers would heavily disagree.
Okay.
No, they're gonna say that I missed out a lot on college.
Okay,
Pero,
okay.
but Intermed had a lot of different experiences that
Mm.
I think enriched my life.
Mm-hmm.
For the
Enriched your life.
Yeah.
How?
for the first 2 years,
Mm.
well, in
So,
my case kasi, I went in Intermed for, so this is a group of 40 people, and out of that 40, 24 of us were from the same school. So it was kind of like an
ang same
easy
people lang din.
transition from high school
to college.
to college. Exactly, Pico. Exactly.
Wait, pero
Yeah.
for the people who don't know, ano nga ba yung Intermed?
Okay, so for all of our viewers out there,
Sanay na sanay sa camera si Ed.
Intermed is a 7-year program offered by the UP College of Manila, wherein you have 2 years of curriculum consisting of basic sciences. So this will constitute your undergraduate degree, and after that you'll be integrated with the lateral entrance. So these are the people who have taken a 4-year or 5-year degree course and then will proceed to med school. So in short, we're just 2 to 3 years younger than your run-of-the-mill medical student in UP.
Yeah, so yung college mo was shortened from the usual 4-year course to 2 years.
Exactly, people.
Very
Yeah.
accelerated growth.
Yeah, you can
And
say
then straight
that.
to med school.
You can say that. You can say that, Pico.
Okay, sige. So ikaw, why did you take Intermed?
You know, I wasn't even really planning on taking Intermed, so just to get it out there. All of the other courses that I applied for, so I applied to UP, I applied to Ateneo, yeah, and that's it. So,
UP, Ateneo.
yeah, I don't even know why you
That's
my whole
it.
hand eh. Anyway,
Okay.
I applied for chemical engineering and
Layo. That's
materials engineering in Ateneo. And then I saw this little box in the UTCAT form, and me being me, oh, what's this? So I looked it up. I looked up what's Intermed, and then I was attracted by initially the prestige, of course. At the back of my mind, there was the possibility of becoming a doctor, but I was really more inclined to engineering, mathematics at the time.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I kind of decided when I applied for yung box, the option was there for me to be a doctor in a shortened amount of time. And my primary motivation for becoming a doctor was my dad, because I thought he's diabetic, he has a lot of illnesses. It was in anticipation of him needing medical care in the future.
Parang one of our batchmates din, no? I mean,
Yeah.
batchmates of frat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like, similar story.
Mm.
Okay. So, hindi ka pala fully sold on med at the start? I mean, at the outset, when you were choosing college courses?
No, not at all.
Parang engineering sa
Out of-
Ateneo.
Just to put it out there, out of all of the sciences, let's say bio, chem, and physics, I would rank them as physics 1, and then chem, and then bio.
Bio.
Last, no. And then bio is your closest one to medicine. So I was kind of weighing it at the time.
So, if you would have gotten your first choice in Ateneo, baka naging engineer ka.
I did get it.
Oh.
I got all
You
those
got
first choices.
yeah.
Yeah,
But then,
but,
you decided to go Intermed dahil,
I don't know,
even though it was your third choice, kasi first choice mo yun, di ba?
it was just this one summer that I decided I woke up and I thought, it's kind of nice to be a doctor, you know? So, okay,
And here you are now,
let's go for this.
a fellow of urology.
Yeah, it has nothing
10
to
years
do,
later.
nothing to do with my dad. He didn't have any prostate or kidney problems that I know of.
Sige.
Yeah.
A topic for another video.
Yeah, topic for another video, exactly.
Okay, so what would you say are the maybe advantages, disadvantages of being an intermed?
Oh, well, being intermed for one, so it's having a shortened undergrad degree, undergrad course. So you always finish earlier than most of your contemporaries. So you're afforded more time to think when you finish. You have more options. Well, for some of you female colleagues namin, they're considering by the time they finish medicine, should it be the time to start a family, you know, or is it the time to consider your mga career options? Saving
True.
those 2 years gives you more time to think with feeling a little less pressure, knowing that you've saved a bit more compared to yung majority.
So parang dahil nga napaiksi yung college, mas may
Yeah.
time ka after med to weigh life options. Ganun. Okay.
And then, well, some of the mga institutions or some of the companies that you apply to, they'll also consider it in your resume. Oh, you came from this in the UP College of Medicine. They'll know that only a few have finished, or only a few yearly finished from that course. So they'll take that also into consideration. So there's an association.
Yeah.
Same thing when you associate with certain schools like UP, UERM, UST, Ateneo, FEU, ULM. I just mentioned all the med schools so that nobody feels left out.
Sige. Ikaw, personally, what
Yeah.
in your experience, parang, kasi, you went straight to residency, fellowship. What for you were the advantages of being a part of the intermed program?
Connections, for one. So when some of the other intermed consultants find out that you're intermed, you immediately have some common ground to talk about.
Okay.
When other people find out that you're intermed as well, they kind of build a certain image of you, that you're this person that you kind of have to conform to. Well, in some
What kind of
ways.
image is that?
So let's just put it
At a
out
loss.
there na
Oh.
you're kind of on the academic side. You're
Okay.
kind of introverted.
Oh.
You're kind of weird.
Yeah,
I saved that for last.
Okay,
time,
okay.
for-
Sige.
Mm.
Okay, sige. Which I think could be a segue into what do you think are like the disadvantages, ganun?
Disadvantages of being intermed.
Apart
so,
from siguro yun, yung stereotype that
Yeah,
some
so
people have that you have to conform to, as you said.
Missing out, I guess. So there's some parts of yung college that I can't take away. I can't take away the fact that there's always this alternate universe that I could have gone into college. I could have had a quote unquote normal college life that the majority would experience, that most people look back to fondly. Yeah, so that's one of the disadvantages. Other disadvantages as well. So we already mentioned the stereotype. Adjusting in med school. So intermed people tend to cling to one another. So I guess that kind of perpetuates yung cycle that they tend to be introverted. They tend to shy away from putting themselves out there because they're kind of in their comfort zone already. And that's especially true during some cases. Like, for example, in our batch, we were 24. When we transitioned to intermed, we were the 24 already there. So
Just a solid group of
yeah,
people
exactly.
going
So
from high school to college.
it's kind of easier for you to stay in your comfort
Yeah.
zone when
And
you're
then from
intermed.
college to med
Yeah,
school.
and it kind of limits your growth in a way that some people who have experienced yung full college life wouldn't necessarily do. They're used to stepping out of your comfort zone. They're used to trying new things.
Sabagay. Pero ikaw, given kung nga all the pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages you mentioned, if kumari you could.
Oh yeah, 10 over 10. I'd do it again.
That's the question.
Oh.
If you could redo your
Yeah,
life,
unahan na
would you
madami
still
ko. I
go?
would do
Would you
it
still be an
again
Imed?
and again and again. Because
Why?
because those advantages and disadvantages are in a way up to you. It's up to you what you do with them. So if you're aware that there's this limiting force from you stepping out of your comfort zone, you take extra measures to put yourself out there. You take extra measures for you to have more growth for yourself, for you to step out of your comfort zone, try new things, and you make an extra effort to reach out to yung, for lack of a better term, yung non-internet, diba?
So parang you would say that would the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, or parang are the disadvantages manageable, easily surmountable?
It depends on the person, I think.
In your case,
I think I've kind of turned them into my favor.
which is
Well,
why you do it again if given the
Yeah,
choice.
and the important thing is you're happy. At the end of the day, you're happy. You can look back and you can think, yeah, it was worth it. And I don't recall a time in my life when
You said,
when I woke up in the morning and I
sana
said,
di na lang ako
yeah,
nag-IMED,
sana
ganun.
di na lang ako nag-IMED. I'm a weird fuck. I sorry. I swore.
Okay.
Yeah, I never woke up thinking of that.
Okay. Sige, for the last question, what advice would you give to any of the people watching who could be considering the same path that you took?
For people out there who are thinking about applying to Intarmed, do your research. Ask the people who have been there, and always keep in mind that just like in other college courses, even if you are in Intarmed, you're a diverse group of people. It's not really a limiter of who or what you can be. That's entirely up to you. You can still be Intarmed and you can still be whatever you want. You can be whatever type of doctor you want in the future. Your patients won't even ask what undergrad you took, honestly. It's just your colleagues. You'll just be your classmates who know. So there's that. So the advantages are there. The disadvantages are something you can turn into your favor. Just do your research and ask the people who have been on that path before.
Okay, and apart from watching this video, you can, as mentioned by Ed, ask other people.
Yeah.
And that's it. That concludes this episode of the Garcias.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Sure.
May recommend ka bang susunod kong i-interview?
What's it like being the son of a director Asian?
Si Rico.